Alright guys, what's up? Ryan from Elevate Security here with another video. A lot of you guys have been asking about mindset when it comes to OSCP. And this is an area that I feel that it's one of my stronger areas, and I honestly believe that this is going to be pretty instrumental in me getting the OSCP and all my viewers as well. Now, when it comes to mindset for the OSCP, there's a few things that you need to understand, a few rules that the reason that they apply is they apply to all areas of life, any kind of skill that you're trying to cultivate or whatever it may be, right? These are the universal truths of pretty much getting good learning stuff, whatever you're trying to do. The first core thing that you need to understand when it comes to OSCP, when it comes to pretty much anything, is that no one is coming to save you. Now, it might sound harsh, right? That might sound like a really difficult reality to swallow at first, but it's also pretty freeing as well. But the reality is no one is going to come and save you, right? You're not going to find the perfect answer to all your questions. You're not going to find the perfect answer to every situation and every problem you have. You're going to have to go out and learn on your own. You're going to be able to find good resources. Maybe this channel is one of those for you, where you can find good information and cut down on some of the struggle that you have to go through and really quickly and efficiently get some information. But at the end of the day, you're going to be the one that takes the exam, right? You're going to be the one that determines ultimately whether you pass and get the certification, or if you have to wait until your next attempt or the next attempt to get the certification. I wanted to phrase it that way because it's important to note that if you're persistent with it, you're pretty much going to get it regardless, as long as you are actually studying and putting in the work, right? But no one is coming to save you. It's all on you. It's all up to you in order to go out here and practice and learn what you need to learn. And so another thing, I will say that one quote that I really liked was from a guy that I used to watch a little bit on YouTube and stuff, LS. And he would always say, you know, he was more of like a esports guy, right? He was more of a League of Legends type of guy. I used to play that game back in the day, back in college. I used to be pretty into it. I haven't played as much anymore, but he had a really good quote. He used to say, if you want to get good, you just get good. He was like confused. He's like, I don't understand all these people that want to get good at this game and they're terrible. He's like, if you want to get good, you just get good. And at first I kind of laughed. It seemed like a bit of a joke. But then as I got to thinking about it more and more, it's so true. This applies to anything. If you want to get good at something, you simply just get good. And now, what does that really mean? Let's break that down, right? If you want to get good at basketball, right? If you want to become a good shooter, you have a good jump shot, you just go shoot a lot of baskets, right? If you want to get good at dribbling, you know, you dribble a lot. It's not just you do it a lot. Maybe you get a coach if you're really serious. You invest a little bit of money into finding a mentor, someone that already has the skill set that you want to achieve. You know, maybe it's a virtual mentor. Maybe it's like, you know, you watch videos on YouTube. Maybe you're watching my channel and you're kind of viewing me in that light, or maybe you have some other people for that, or someone you know in your friend group, or someone you know through your job, or whatever, right? You have a mentor. And, you know, there's certain things that you can do in that way, right? But, you know, if you want to get good, you just get good. The premise is you already know, if you really, really think into your heart of hearts, right? You really think about this. You know what you need to do to get good. We sometimes get caught up in trying to find magic pills and shortcuts for stuff, but ultimately we know what it requires of us to get good. It's pretty simple, really. We just need to be consistent and be persistent as well, right? We need to constantly move ourselves in the direction of what we're trying to achieve, and we need to be persistent in that we will keep going at it. Even if we fail, we will see it through until the end. And we won't wake up one day and magically be good at something. This is built over time through another concept I've talked about on my channel before, which is the compound effect. These are all compounding things. You put in the time, you put in the work, you're consistent about it, you refuse to give up, you're persistent as well. And then maybe you do that for a day. The next day, you're still terrible, right? The next week, you're still terrible. The next month, you're still terrible, but you're a little bit better, maybe even noticeably better. And then several months down the line, maybe you're good enough at that point. So eventually you become good. But ultimately, if you want to get good, you just get good. That applies to anything. League of Legends, a video game, right? How different is that from OSCP, right? It's way different, but the concepts still apply. Basketball, that's way different than those other two things. Same concept, right? So you get the idea. And then the last thing that I wanted to wrap this video up with is that it's very easy for us to lie to ourselves, but we really need to be coldly, objectively honest with ourselves in asking and answering the question, are you actually putting in the practice? If you're wondering if you're ready for the OSCP or if you can potentially ever pass the OSCP, you got to be objective to the point that it's almost cold how objective you are in asking yourself, am I actually, doing the things that it takes to get good? Am I actually consistently practicing my skill set? Or am I just looking for shortcuts and watching, am I just like looking up answers to CTFs and stuff, or am I actually trying to apply myself and actually try and practice this information? Am I just watching videos of stuff, watching videos of OSCP stuff, but not putting in the actual effort required to actually gain the skill set? I know I keep saying actually a lot, but are you putting in the work in order to achieve what you're trying to acquire, right? So if the answer is no, and this is something that we hide from ourselves, we try to lie to ourselves because we don't want to really look in. Even I catch myself sometimes being like, whoa, if I really look back on that, I didn't actually put in as much effort as I thought I did. So we need to be really cold in our assessment of the objective and logical with our assessment of ourselves. And then once we know what we're doing, we can make adjustments as we need to. Because ultimately it just comes down to, if you want to get good, you just get good, right? You just practice. If you want to get good at something, what is the answer that annoys a lot of people, but it's because they're looking for shortcuts. If you ask someone how they get good at something, they said, oh, I just practiced and I did it over and over until I got good. That might sound like a cope, but no, that is the answer. Of course, you can find little optimizations and hacks along the way, but the number one indicator is, are you practicing? And are you consistent and persistent with that? So we got to be very honest with ourselves in that regard. What do you guys think? What is your take? What is your mindset on OSCP? What kind of mindset are you going into your next exam attempt with? I would love to know down in the comments section below. And as always, if you guys are interested in this kind of content, be sure to like the video and help out with the algorithms, and subscribe for more similar content and more technical content as well for the OSCP. And I will see you guys in the next video.